So welcome back everyone, Mike here. Why do you check this out? Harbor Freight, $12 and some change. They were on the, what do they call it, manager's special table. Says it holds 1,000 pounds. I think that may be a stretch. But I bought a couple of these, and I think they're going to work perfect for what I'm going to use them for. Melissa just asked how much weight it holds.
So far, it holds 100 and something pounds.
It says it holds 1,000 pounds. I think you're fine.
Oh, good. Okay.
So like I said, I bought a couple of these, and one's definitely going to be used for the plate compactor.
Yeah.
What we did, we just rolled it over here by the door. One of the downsides to doing your floor like this with that lip is rolling stuff into it, but I would much rather have that. It keeps like the rain, the snow, plus this concrete right here, it kind of drops off a ½ inch from right there, so you never have to worry about water getting in the building in a real heavy rain. But anyway, let's move this from here, set it on that one. We'll see how well it rolls across this floor.
Okay. You're gonna come this way.
All right, Melissa's going to do the first demonstration. So I think that weighs about 180 pounds.
Archie came in here the other day, and it was like Bambi on ice.
Yeah, the floor is slick, but we wanted a smooth finish on it, so it's easy to clean up. That's good. So we are moving some stuff into the building, although it's not done. But everything we're putting in here, you know, it's on wheels and easy to move out of the way. It's getting that time of year. Plus, the remnants of that hurricane going to be here in a few days. So we're kind of batting down the hatches here a bit. So yeah, just a little over $12 for that little dolly there. I don't think you could find the casters for that. So it's a pretty good deal. Plus, I showed this before. That is the Harbor Freight plate compactor. I used it a ton on this building right here for all sorts of things. Works great. It's got the Predator engine on it. So far, no problems at all. So as you can tell from the beard, still no Bronco yet. It's stuck on what they call Dirt Mountain, I think. Out there where they build them, there's a huge parking lot. And there's a big mound of dirt in the middle of it, and there's thousands of Broncos all around it. And somewhere in that stockpile of new Broncos is ours. So we have no idea when we're getting it, but we're really not too concerned with it right now.
Ford, call me. 724, beep, 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 beep.
All right, the sun's trying to peek through a little bit. I need to get some mowing done before all the rains come tomorrow. And I want to show you something before I get started. I have two string trimmers, the FS91R and the KMA 135R. This is actually the combi unit. I've got several different heads for this one, but I never thought this day would come. When I need to do some trimming, I grab this one. I really do. I may be turning into a battery guy. Now I know there'll be a few comments, there always are, I'll never use that battery stuff or it's junk. And I actually used to be one of those guys. I never thought I'd have much use for battery powered equipment. I always felt that way until I got a chance to use them, and my opinion has changed drastically. Now for stuff here around the house, we use this all the time. Mostly with the string trimmer or the blower on it. I've used battery powered chainsaws, they work great. However, in my opinion, they're not going to replace a regular chainsaw anytime soon. The battery powered ones I've used, you know, you run out on the side by side, cut a quick load of wood, but I haven't seen anything remotely close to, you know, like a professional, you know, MS 500i or 362 or anything like that. I haven't seen any battery powered saw that comes close to the performance of that. But for basic yard work and stuff, I'm pretty much sold on the battery powered equipment. I really am. right, I got most of the mowing done. I have a little bit more to do, but that battery-powered trimmer that I was using, I can do the entire lawn with it. Now, if I go down below by the wood pile down there and really get into that thick stuff on those banks, I may have to switch batteries, but I can do everything up by the house on a single battery. And it got me thinking about how this battery technology, kind of snuck up on us, but I have it for everything. I've got this little Bluetooth speaker here. This is something that's really handy right here. I use this deer hunting, actually. I take this out to the mini cabin. Snaps right onto one of your batteries, and you can charge your phone. This is the big one here. This would, I don't know how many days this would run your phone, but this would probably be good in like emergency situations. Even have a battery-powered framing nailer. Now, this isn't as fast as, one hooked up to a compressor, but as fast as I am framing, this is plenty fast enough for me. Something else, I know I've showed you guys these 3M headphones before. These are the Bluetooth ones. Now, sometimes when I'm on the mower or running a chainsaw or the string trimmer, I use these. And I found a new app on my phone. I do listen to podcasts and things like that sometimes, but sometimes you want just like your basic AM, FM. And I have this app here, TuneIn. It's a free app for AM, FM radio, and it works great with these. Works great. I have a Bluetooth stereo in the Excavator. Works great with that as well. So that free app is called TuneIn, if you're interested in that. Plus, like I said, I like podcasts and things too. But if I can find a link for any of this stuff, like this and the 3M, I'll put that in the description, like an affiliate link for Amazon. I should do a test sometime and see just exactly how many days you could keep a phone charged with this. I'm sure it's a long time. That's a big battery right there. But anyway, that's kind of my story on the battery-powered equipment. I never thought I would have much use for it, but as time goes on, I find myself using it more and more. And one more thing I want to mention before I wrap this video up. Chris from Let's Dig 18, he accepted and completed the Excavator challenge. You'll have to check out his video. He did a fantastic job. It was very impressive. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.